What's up YouTube? Today we're going to be running through Retatrutide Phase 2 versus Phase 3 clinical trials, and I'm going to run you guys through what we've found in these trials and the difference between Phase 2 and Phase 3 itself. Before we do so, I want to tell you guys exactly why I'm so personally interested in this particular peptide and why I'm talking about it publicly. I've been coaching for years and I'm a huge believer in basic fundamentals, obviously high protein diet, resistance training, making sure you're getting your daily steps and staying well hydrated, sleeping, all the good stuff because it works, right? However, I also work with a large demographic. I work with athletes all the way through to clients who are obese or struggling with being overweight. Now, one of my clients who I've been working with publicly, who some of you guys may be following along with the story, is Tommy. Now, I've been working with Tommy since late 2023, where he was just over 155 kilos. Tommy had been to the doctors and they basically told him he's going to have an early death if he doesn't do something about his weight. Tommy and I went to high school together, so he had reached out to me basically saying, hey, are you able to help me? So me and Tommy got to work, and through structured training, nutrition application, daily habits, we got him down to 118 kilos. And that wasn't drugs, it wasn't peptides, it was simply through structure, repetition, and applying basic fundamentals. But late 2024, things stalled. Life happened, stress happened, and over the next sort of 12 months, Tommy shifted back up to 120 to 125 kilos, and from there, he really started to struggle to progress any further. We tried tightening his structure, increasing the level of accountability, adjusting his nutrition, trying different nutritional practices, rearranging his routines. Nothing seemed to have worked. Now, here's what most coaches won't say publicly. For some, food noise isn't just a matter of willpower. If someone's leaned on food for decades, if food has been their coping mechanism since childhood, if routine disruption immediately drives them back to hyper-palatable foods, then telling them to just be stricter isn't a strategy. 3 weeks ago, after a lot of discussion and education, while Tommy may not be able to say the word, he's decided to trial Retatrutide. Now, Retatrutide is an investigational medication that's currently in Phase 3 trials and has not yet been approved. It's been studied in large-scale populations to assess long-term efficiency and safety. Now, my client Tom is 17 days in and 7 kilos down. But let me be very clear, this is not a miracle drug. Tom still has structured programming. He still trains, he sticks to his nutrition plan, he has a high protein diet, and he gets all of his steps done every single day. The difference is his adherence has become dramatically easier. For someone who's struggled with appetite control and food noise their entire life, this reduces that internal battle. And when adherence improves, outcomes improve. Now let's separate emotion from evidence. What did Phase 2 show? What is Phase 3 currently showing, and how do these two correlate? Phase 2 was a 48-week randomized control trial where there were 338 adults enrolled. They had weekly injections at multiple dosed groups and a placebo control. At 24 weeks, we can see the 1 milligram group produced 7.2% of total body weight lost. A 4 milligram group produced 12.9% of total body weight lost. The 8 milligram group produced 17.3% of total body weight lost. And the 12 milligram group produced 17.5% of total body weight lost, as opposed to the placebo group, who only achieved 1.6% of total body weight lost. Here's where it gets interesting. At the 48-week mark, which is what really matters, the 1 milligram group produced 7.8% of total body weight lost. The 4 milligram group, 17.1%. The 8 milligram group, 22.8%. And the 12 milligram group, 24.2%, as opposed to the placebo group, who only achieved 2.1%. Now, here's the big one. 83% of participants on 12 milligrams lost at least 15% of their body weight, as opposed to the placebo, who only lost 2%. Let that sink in. So essentially, Phase 2 showed that it works. Now, Phase 3 is about, does it hold up in a much larger, more complex level of populations? In Triumph 4, which we can here see that ran for 68 weeks, which is a much longer duration, the 12 milligram group produced 28.7% average weight loss. The 9 milligram group, 26.4%, as opposed to the placebo, who's only achieved 2.1%. Nearly 59% of participants on 12 milligrams lost at least 25% of their body weight. 39% lost 30% or more of their body weight, and almost 24% lost 35% or more of their total body weight. That's extremely aggressive weight loss in a clinical setting. Shifting to side effects. Looks like gastrointestinal issues were the most common, being nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, or even constipation. The discontinuation rate in phase 3 was about 18% in the highest dosed group, and that matters. It tells us that at a higher dose, we do get greater results, but there's also a larger dropout rate. So in terms of the correlation between phase 2 and phase 3, we can see that higher dosaging equals greater loss, longer exposure equals greater loss. The mechanism appears durable across all trials, but the tolerability seems to be the limiting factor. Look, the data here is very impressive, and it's probably the most impressive weight loss signaling we've seen in clinical trials to date. However, it is still investigational, it's not yet been clinically approved, and the long-term durability post-discontinuation is still unclear. And I think lean mass preservation is certainly something we need to be paying attention to. And guys, I really want you to keep in mind that all of these trials include structured lifestyle guidance, protein targets, activity targets, monitoring, and accountability. This drug definitely enhances compliance, but it will not replace structure. If someone's going to use any tool, be it approved or investigational, the difference between a good outcome and a mess is definitely going to be coaching, nutrition, training, accountability. All of these structures are what needs to be prioritized. If you want that structured approach done properly, head over to Instagram and DM me coaching, and me and my team will show you how we run things.